Rollerdrome is one of the most high-octane games I've ever played. Just constant blood-pumping action. Like, every single thing you see in a trailer, all those disclaimers, that's Rollerdrome. Hey, what's going on here? What's this? What's happening right now? Okay, I guess while we're doing this, Rollerdrome, I guess I could show you gameplay, but I guess we're still doing this. It's really exciting. Every moment is just like you gotta really be on your A game. You gotta be really good. You gotta perform. You gotta be out here putting in the work to get those S ranks. I think. Why are we here? Is this a main part of the game? I don't remember this. Did I record this? Rollerdrome is caffeine straight to your brain without commandeering your soul like Doom Eternal. At first you're an absolute rookie, way out of line, but by the end of Rollerdrome, you need a contract and a nice penthouse suite to come home to after your games. Well, at least if you went for the S ranks, because those are actually pretty hard to do. Rollerdrome is the raw essence of playing a real sport with a much faster learning curve. Your first moments in Rollerdrome, you roleplay the real Kara Hassan, a rookie who is in over their head, limited to the pistol and a fraction of the enemy roster, until you get to the vast array of enemies, more complex courses to optimize and master, and even a laser sniper that's more useful than I ever would have thought in those last levels. Jesus Christ. Getting S ranks in Rollerdrome isn't as hard as a game like Ultra Kill or learning a real sport. Maybe it's as hard as getting like okay at bowling. Yeah, I think that's a good comparison. It took me like 4 hours total to achieve all the S ranks after not playing for months. The groove of Rollerdrome really kicks ass. I just wish the music diversity was like 4 songs wider, and that's so greedy because all the music in this game is very good. But on some maps, like, you just wish there was like a little more diversity. I kind of think about it like Risk of Rain 2. They have like a lot of diversity in their levels. It's like, it's 2 core levels, but then there's like a couple different formats, so even if you're on the same map, it doesn't look the exact same. You get used to it, but there's like just enough variety. Anyway, Rollerdrome isn't Tony Hawk, it isn't SSX, it's a sci-fi alternative sport. Very much giving from the same vibes that made that shit that they played in Final Fantasy X. But besides the absolutely incredible combat, movement, and gameplay we have here, we also have... Okay, I'm going to explain for real this time what this is about. This is a brief look into the narrative. Like, as you complete these missions, as you go on to the next stages, the opening rounds, the quarters, the semis, and the finals, you get to see a bit into the world a bit. The one I showed you at the beginning was from the very beginning. And they all have, like, little bits of lore, a little bit of interactables, and little things you could do that don't mean anything, but... that's kind of the point. It's all unnecessary, but if you're really immersed in the world and the gameplay, you can do like an extra bit as Kara Hassan. It's really meant to settle you into this identity. You know, I'd rather a game do this than shove it in during the gameplay, in which I'd want to focus on getting these high combos, versus if you do this right here, a cutscene will happen, but also you'll get an achievement that you need to 100% the level. It's like, no, the gameplay is the gameplay, and this is for everything else that they wanted to say about this game. And it all adds to the game feel. I really do love this choice, because for a story-rich game, let the gameplay complement the story. I think Claire Obscure does a really good job of that. If it's far more about the gameplay, let these moments be swift, but available to dig into for more context if you were so curious. I would almost say Rollerdrome exists as a couple of games. The climb to the top is Kara Hassan and defeating the nefarious Casper X. The completionist conquest to do all the challenges to get S ranks and everything, and also completing Out for Blood, which I won't spoil, but it's another mode for you. It is also a visually stimulating experience. This game really wants you to engage it as a spectator and a player. Watching Rollerdrome is almost as fun as playing it. My choice to speed up the footage was only to kind of get more of the vibe down. You're gonna feel like this is how the gameplay really is if you play it yourself. As such, Roller Drome is one of the few games where I wouldn't recommend a demo. I think a demo is important to a lot of different games, but this one you don't need. It is either as fun as it looks on screen, or it isn't your vibe. Either way, that level of simplicity is something I appreciate in a game. I'm a big RPG fan, and so many titles have so many nuances that even if like the initial gameplay loop seems fun, the balancing could ruin everything. But this, it looks fun, is fun, and Electric Dragon's soundtrack is also quite masterful. What makes Roller Drome so easy to love is its attention to detail and obsessively crafted gameplay. It may only have 12 levels, but each of those levels are expansive. You can spend a couple hours per level, convince your friends to play, and make them fight to beat your new high score. The only real shame is that the people that made this game were thrown aside. And now the game is back on Steam. When I originally was writing this, it was not for a whole year, with no real credit to the original creators besides the credit sequence. It's worth buying, but only if the creators really got their money's worth. And to be blunt, what a fucking dogshit reason. Big hits, huh? Greed is annoying when it discredits the value that other properties have provided. I of course think back to Tango Gameworks, but you can really place that era at whatever studio shut down this industry. Great promotion for indie development, bad reality for those who did not exist in this industry to get crushed and ignored. Roller Drome Mobile would have also been cool and great, and I think it would have worked perfectly in a world that would have appreciated it fully. Roller Drome is a perfect game. Really. Roller Drome is indicative of the many efforts put in, and never has a credit sequence really hit home for me in terms of the sorrow I have. I'm glad to know at one point these devs really got paid for this work, and not scammed from the jump, just kicked out once their value was provided. But man, if you're gonna buy this, I can only advise it on a deep sale. It's not about, paying the game what it's worth. It's just, even the creators themselves aren't being paid what it's worth. So, thank you Private Division, and especially Roll7, for those who come after. Thank you for watching.